Hey there, you looking kinda cute. Please consider subscribing and check out our Patreon for more. Let's have some fun. Story inspired by BoyChiq. When I got home from school on Friday, I went straight to my room to change my clothes, just like I do every Friday night. Mom was in the kitchen when she called. "That's you, Jerry?" "Yes, Ma, it's me," I said. Then I put my books on the bed and took the rubber band off the ponytail I had tied close to my neck. As I shook it out, my almost black hair fell around my shoulders. "You had a call, son," she told him. She was still yelling from the kitchen as she cut up food for the family meal. I yelled back, "Mom, I have to get ready for work." I was a little annoyed because she knew how fast things move on Fridays. I dropped my baggy Levi's on the floor and took off the toes of my Nike trainers, leaving them inside the legs of the pants. "It was about work," she shouted. I sighed. When someone left me a message, it was so hard to figure out what it was about. "Who? What? When?" I yelled. I took off my shirt without unbuttoning it and threw it on the floor. "Don't talk to me like that, Jerry," she told him. "Ma, I'm yelling because I'm at the other end of the house and I'm in a hurry, because I have to shower before work, you know." I pulled the sticky tape off my ribs and took off the ace bandage I had wrapped around my chest with a grimace. "Ow!" My small chest popped out of the hold quickly. She continued, "I'm your mother, and you shouldn't talk to me like that, young man." I did what she said and didn't say anything. "Your father and I have been talking," she said, still yelling. I was wondering if the people next door could hear. If I kept shouting like that, she would eventually tell me to be quiet so the neighbors wouldn't know our business. "We think that you should quit this job." She kept screaming. I took off my boy briefs and put them in the laundry basket. I bent over to look at my legs. They were still smooth, so I didn't need to shave. I looked at myself in the mirror, turning this way and that and holding my chest up a bit to show them off. Because of hormones, my waist had shrunk by about an inch, and my waist was also getting rounder. I yelled, "Well, what was the phone call about?" to get her to talk about something else. "Oh, Jerry, it was that awful Leon you work with," she finally said. "Work for?" You could say that I worked with Leon. I took my peach-colored robe off the hook in my closet, threw it on, and walked down the short hall to the bathroom. "What was he after?" I yelled, but not as loudly because the kitchen is at the end of the hall and she could hear me. "You need to be ready early, dear. I don't like what he calls you, especially when he is talking to me." I went into the bathroom, which is all mine now that my sisters are away at college. Mom and I were the only ones at home, so I left the door ajar. "My business name is Shannon, Ma," I said loudly. Just thinking about it made my nose wrinkle a little. I turned on the water so it could get hot, and I probably missed what else she said for a while. I now owned everything in the bathroom. The shampoo, bath oils, blow dryer, makeup on the sink, and hose hanging from the shower rail. I got in the tub, shampooed and rinsed my hair, and then used soap on my whole body. Since Leon made me start taking hormones, my skin was soft and smooth. I liked using the nice-smelling soaps that he gave me. The shower wand was adjustable, so I turned off the spray while I checked my pits and used a disposable to touch up. I hated stubbly pits, so when someone told me they were attractive, I couldn't believe it. I shampooed my hair and rinsed it again, this time using a stinging spray on the wand to get rid of all the soap. Then I rinsed my hair with creme rinse and used the soapy stuff my mom bought me when she was happy to have another daughter. "Shannon, give your hair another quick rinse, but this time use cold water and get everything out." I laughed as I turned off the water and grabbed the big pink fluffy towel to dry off. I put the robe back on and wrapped a towel around my head to soak up some of the water. I looked at myself in the mirror, which wasn't fogged up because the bathroom door was open. Because of electrolysis and hormones, I had almost no beard, but what I did have was black, so I carefully looked for any stray whiskers. Nothing. Maybe Janet's little machine had gotten them all this time. I took the towel off of my head and wrapped it back around the other way. Since my hormones made my skin dry on my cheeks and forehead, I put some oil on it. I was almost startled out of my robe when the bathroom door jerked open. "Geez, Ma, have you heard a single word I've been saying?" She looked mad. "Ma, I was showering." Don't leave that towel on your head or your hair won't dry. Huh, like, I have no idea how to do this. Give me a break. How long have I been working here? I took off the towel and started combing my hair with the big, wide-toothed comb that doesn't cause split ends in wet hair. She just glared at him with one hand on her hip and the other holding a dishcloth. Too long. Now I guess you're going to use the hairdryer to block out my voice again, right? Not, I sighed. Mama, I've got to get ready. When did Leon tell me he needed me to be ready? She used her nose to blow. 4:30, she said. I gave her a mean look, then grabbed the hairdryer and turned it on. She started yelling again, but I put the dryer to my ears and couldn't hear her at all. I didn't have time for this, and if Leon told me to be ready at 4:30, I knew something was wrong. She gave up in the end and went back to the kitchen in a huff. I had skipped lunch and was hungry, so my stomach grumbled a little. But Leon told me that if I didn't lose weight every week, he would take money out of my paycheck. He wanted me to weigh 110 pounds, but I was still 117 pounds in my clothes. I told him I weighed 112 pounds without clothes, but he told me, "Girl, if you walk around with no clothes, you'll get arrested and put us out of business." I laughed when I thought about how amused he looked. I'm sure he likes me more than the other girls. After my hair was dry, I bent over and let it hang down in front of me. Then I brushed it and gave it a quick, rough style with the hot comb, brush, and a little bit of spray. After I got dressed, I did more styling. I ran back to my room and Ma started again as soon as she heard me come out of the bathroom. She yelled, "He doesn't pay you enough to do this." Yeah, well, I gave a shrug because there was no point in answering. I sat down in front of my mirror and started putting on foundation. You have to keep up with 2 wardrobes, buy jewelry, and... I smiled at the thought. I could get by with just 1 set if I could wear my work clothes to school. I wonder what Coach Trent would say if I showed up wearing what I was going to wear tonight in the 5th period. Right, that'll never happen. Ma was more upset than amused, but she still laughed. She yelled, "And doctor's bills!" to get back to her main point. Ma, you know very well that Leon pays for me to go to the doctor every Wednesday, and he also paid the bill for the emergency room when I hurt myself. I didn't want her to think that I wasn't paying attention. I started with my eyes. I have nice eyes, even if Leon calls them green mud color. She snorted because she didn't want to give in to anything. Then she sighed and tried something else. "We're worried about you, Jerry. This is not a job you want, and it won't lead anywhere." I carefully did the eyeliner, which is always the hardest part. I really liked having a job that let me wear so much makeup. I then did my lip line. Last week, Leon almost made me pee my pants when he told me that when school is over, he'll get tattoos of my eyeline and lip line. Then I'd have to always be Shannon, I said. With my makeup tattooed on, I had no choice. I moved around a bit on the stood by the mirror. "What, honey?" Ma yelled. "Nothing, Mama." I put on my purple bra and pants, which are really purple tonight. Even though I think it's tacky, Leon asked for this outfit tonight, and voila, a little powder on my arms, shoulders, and bust. Then I put on my white lace top, which shows off the tacky purple underneath. When I thought about how I'd look, I got cold. I wore black net tights and a hot red lycra and lace skirt that was supposed to be a slip, but I wore it on the outside. Red heels with a platform made me look 7 inches taller. I used the little brushes to put red in 4 different shades on my lips. This made them look bigger and softer. I did my mascara. "Ma, he's just messing with you. He knows that it will upset you. He wants to know if he can make you swear. He plans to do it." She was really hurt by this. He is not a nice person. I had to stop myself from laughing at that one. I did my hair again, and this time I gave it a little fall to make it longer. I put it on with a pin, and then I put the purple ribbon in my hair. I put on my blush and took out the small studs so I could put big purple plastic hoops in my ears. Necklace, bangles, bracelet, anklet. Now I needed help from Ma. "Ma, come do my nails." She walked into the room and glared at me as I sat at my vanity, which used to belong to one of my sisters. "You're looking cheap." I smiled and looked at myself in the mirror. "I'll look cheaper if you help me with these nails." I held up the package of press-on nails that were a bright purple color. Then she sat down next to me and fixed the nails with the temporary glue. You shouldn't do that, but I always do it. Once, when one of the press-ons came off, I almost lost my whole nail. For a week, it hurt like hell. I couldn't do anything else because my long purple nails went an inch past the end of my fingers. Leon says he'll get me to wear acrylics that are 2 inches long this summer, but how would I get ready for work? The permanent makeup would take care of the hardest parts, but I'd have to practice a lot. I was excited by the thought. Ma fussed a bit over me, played with my hair, and complained about how much makeup I was wearing. When people see me, they have to be able to see my face, I reminded her. 4 o'clock. Leon knocked on the door and walked right in. "Hey, girl," he shouted. "We've got a party for you." He says things like that to Mom to get her really mad. I gave my mom a kissy face, grabbed my purse, and ran away. A working girl shouldn't keep her man waiting. Thanks for watching. Be sure to check out Patreon for a lot more content and early access to YouTube videos.